Yes, we are finally back. It's been like a week, I think. No videos, but whatever. We're here, and we have major hot topics that we're all gonna get into. A bunch of good shit. But I'm gonna let you guys know who I'm here with. I'm here with the team. Nikki Bella. Everybody knows Nikki. Nikki Bella. Did you hear
call me Nikki Bella. Hey, I don't mind that.
It's fine. What up, Nikki? What's good?
I'm doing pretty well. I had exams last week, so that's why I was not available at all. But I'm out of the way, so now I'm on Christmas break, and I'm excited to be on the show.
I know, for real, though, it was a really busy week. Like, finals and everything. It was just a shit show.
Oh, it was so stressful.
I know, but we are here, guys, and we have a new surprise for you guys. We have a new member to the team. Blake, what's good?
What's good? I'm doing good.
How are you? Are you excited to join the team?
Yes, and I just want to thank you all for letting me join the cast. It's a really good experience, and I thank you guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh,
we're happy to have you. I know, you're so
Huh?
welcome.
I said you're so humble.
No, like, last week, like, you know, it was my very first show with you guys, so I was just like, you know, y'all, like, set me straight. Y'all kept it real with me. Y'all weren't, like, sugarcoating anything, so it was just, like, a humbling experience for me to be on a podcast, so I was thinking, like, you know, I can't take anything for granted, so.
No, yeah. It's not like we set you straight. We just said our
It's
opinions.
rip you a new one or anything.
Yeah. It's just different opinions colliding. That's all it is. And, like, I think it's good to have, I like the Bella twins, you know, and I know you love them. And, like, some of the people on the team shade them all the time, but I'm not one of them. Bree can use a little help, but she impressed me this week. She really did. I thought she really stepped it up a bit. But
Haters gonna hate, Bella's gonna ball.
Did was Eva Marie the originator of that? Because she's the first one I ever heard Bella's gonna...
She said that to throw some shade, but yeah, she was technically the first one who started, I guess.
I thought it was so stupid. Like, I was like, something about Bella's gonna ball, but Bella's are really gonna fall. I was like, Eva Marie trying to be a
That's
bitch.
something she would come up with.
I know, it was so dumb, but...
Natty had come up with it when they were at the club on Total Divas. She was like, haters gonna hate, Bella's gonna ball, and they were all drunk, and they were all in Brie mode.
Well, at least Natty used it correctly. I don't know,
Yeah.
Natty is so, like, proportionate and, like... I don't know, everything's, like, politically correct when it comes to Natty. And sometimes it could be annoying. And another thing, I want to touch upon Natty. Like, she's, like, a brand new bitch now. Am I the only one? Like, she looks so different.
She looks more feminine than she's ever looked being on the main roster, and that's.
I think it's because of Total Divas.
Anything, but I mean, she's been wearing like more attractive dresses when she's come down on the ring with Tyson, and her new outfits are nice. She's not wearing those pants anymore, so good for her switching it up.
I think she looks good. I really do. But the only thing I can't do is I don't know if this is shade, but like her selfies, like she's always like the deer in headlights look. And I'm like, a lot of people are shading her on social media over it. I think it's hilarious.
For what? Her selfies? What's wrong with them?
Cause like, if you look at her selfies, I'll post some up for people to look at. She's always looking like a deer in headlights, like kind of like she's caught off guard, but she's really not. You know what I mean? And then she has one with Photobomb. I don't know, like, it was just today I seen a bunch of them and somebody was just ripping her a new one about it.
She takes a lot of pictures of her cats, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, I remember somebody went in on her. It was, like, around Thanksgiving. She posted a photo of her cats and, like, the food bowls, and people are like, that's not sanitary, Natty. What are you doing?
Natty thinks her cats are children. Like, her cats are so clean. Like, she knows what her cats be into, so it's normal. Like, come on, the guy I see, he be making out with his dog and then trying to kiss me. I think that's disgusting. So, like, you know, pet owners, they do weird things with their animals.
Oh, yeah, I love my cat, too. So,
Do you
I mean,
make out with your
I'm not
cat?
going to put her in my food bowls, though. That's kind of gross.
Do you make out with Lana?
Little Lana.
Do you be making out with little Lana, Nikki? Be honest.
No, oh, God, no.
Well...
I'm not a fan of the pussy, let's just say that.
I can't with you. Well, let's get into our first topic on that note. Our first topic is, it's been rumored that AJ Lee might be out with an injury. I don't know for how long. I don't know what's injured. I have no idea. Does anybody know what's going on?
So, basically, they said it was something with her eyes. Like, you know, they sprayed it, the hairspray, whatever it may have been. They saying that, like, it was sprayed in her eyes, and, like, WWE reported that she got checked out by a doctor, and she's supposedly injured now, but who knows?
Is it a work?
I think it's a work.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Honestly, I don't mind it though if it is a work. But I mean, if she is injured, like, hopefully she heals up.
Gets back, yeah. I think it's just a work.
They're not.
Naomi, she can speak from personal experience.
Yeah.
It's clearly a work. It has to be. I think this is the only way to get her out of the title picture. You know what I mean?
Honestly, yeah.
Because she's so strong. She's a strong competitor. I didn't see any other way of taking her out of the Divas title picture because she's been in it for so long. So I think a fixed injury, like, you know, them staging it, could work to get her out of the
I think it's smart, too, because that way she's not just going to float around the division if she wasn't the one in the title picture. So
that's the thing, like I'm not going to throw shade. I'm just going to basically say that, like, honestly, AJ, I can't see her as just, like, another diva. She, to me, in my eyes, even though I threw a whole bunch of shade at her last week, right before that, honestly, I can never see her out of the title picture. If you know what I'm saying? Like, she just can't be that diva. That's just another face in the back.
Because the thing is, she's the Trish Stratus of the division. Like,
I can admit that.
It is what it is. Because remember when Trish was out for her injury, they didn't know what the fuck. They even let her go out with the title. They're like, no, just keep her with the title. She'll be injured with the belt.
For 5 months.
Yeah. So, like, AJ gets the same treatment. She gets the same respect. And it's deserved. So, for all the people that hate on her because they like a Nikki Bella or a Paige or whatever, that's just the fan wars, whatever. But I don't know. I think this is a great way to write her out and, you know, freshen it up a bit. I love AJ, but I'm ready for new competitors for the Divas title.
Where do you think, like, because now that she's out with this work, when do you think they'll bring her back? Do you think she'll be back for Mania?
I think she's going to be back with Tamina, honestly.
Ooh, okay.
To go.
I think it was you, Nikki. You were saying how somebody mentioned a 6-way at Mania.
Oh, like the 6-pack challenge.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like, you know how they're like planting the seed with like Naomi or Natty or whoever. I think they're just gonna plant a whole bunch of seeds for a whole bunch of different contenders, and then bring in Charlotte, and then just have like it could be like a 6-pack at Mania, and just bring back AJ. She'll be another seed to put in the mix.
See, what I wanted for AJ, because I feel like now with this whole CM Punk thing that's going on, I just don't see her lasting in the division for much longer, honestly. I feel like she's done a lot, but one thing she hasn't had an opportunity to do yet is have a feud with Stephanie. So I thought it would be perfect to bring her back for Mania, have a side feud with Stephanie, and that would be a great way to bring back Tamina, too, because Stephanie could bring back Tamina as her muscle. And then that way she wouldn't have to be as physical in the matches. I just thought it would be a good way for AJ to go out.
So I agree, Nick. I think that's a good way to bring her in when the Authority gets back in power, because you know it's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's a great way. I would love for Stephanie to get involved with
Me
AJ.
too.
I think that is what AJ's hanging on to, honestly.
That's the only thing she has left. She's already made history being Divas champion. I mean, she's had all of these center feuds. She was general manager, but the one thing that was teased, and she's always said it before, she wants to have a feud with Stephanie. So
I know, but you know, in wrestling, you don't always get what you want. So could she just be like, whatever? It's just one thing I didn't get. You know,
but do you think they would give them that? I mean, they're both worthy of it, but do you honestly think just with writers that they would actually give them that one-on-one match at Mania and actually give them decent time, like 10 minutes?
If it was... Like, if Stephanie was behind it and Triple H, then absolutely. Because I felt like the feud with Brie and Stephanie, if Stephanie wasn't involved in that, obviously there wouldn't have been enough exposure and just kind of credit for that feud. So I feel like, especially with Stephanie and AJ, they would give them at least a solid 12 minutes.
Well, to be honest, all right, there's been reports that Stephanie McMahon is not fucking with CM Punk. She is not she's over it with him.
Right.
She doesn't like him. She dislikes him. So do you think... I think Stephanie's that spiteful, though. I don't think she would want to work with AJ.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think that just with the stuff that CM Punk said in general, I feel like if they were to actually work a feud, I feel like Stephanie would get too personally into it, if that makes sense. Like, not backstage, but, like, you know, when they're out there doing, like, promos or whatever, I feel like she would low-key throw shade. Like...
But then at the same time, that would be perfect because AJ would do the exact same thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's nothing to me. Like, I don't care if Stephanie gets personal on the mic because AJ will give it right back to her. I'm just saying I don't think Stephanie would put her in the limelight because of the issues of her husband. That's just
true.
But then again, Stephanie could think about the money. You know what I mean? Oh, this can draw something. It could ignite the Divas division, make it bigger than what it really is. Because, with Total Divas and everything, all they want to do is keep expanding the Divas. Which, I have to say, 2014 have been the year of the Divas.
Yes, I can agree with that.
The Divas had an amazing year. 2014 has done wonders for them. So, who knows? I hope it happens. You know what I mean? I really do. We'll just have to see. But speaking of feuds and what's to come, who the hell is going to be Nikki Bella's next challenger? Who's going to be her potential new feud coming up against, coming towards the Royal Rumble? Honestly, I feel like it could be Naomi. I really do. I feel like they're building Naomi really well. Maybe for that six-pack challenge for WrestleMania, put her in as a strong competitor because they're finally showcasing this girl. She was on Main Event. She's been talking a lot. She's had countless segments on Raw for the past couple of weeks. And she had a sick match on SmackDown with Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship, and she didn't win, but she still went over strong because of the distraction, so Nikki didn't put her out clean. I don't know. I would be excited for it, but the only thing is because The Miz is like calling the shots and giving her these title matches. I like personal feuds, so I don't know if I'm that into it storyline-wise, but I like the work between the two Divas together. You get me? So I'll be alright if somebody else steps in the picture at this moment to take on the number one contender spot for Nikki's title and have Naomi wait a little bit longer. I know that's not really favorable with a lot of the fans right now. A lot of them want Naomi to be champ, but I feel like Nikki just got the title. I want to see Nikki have a strong reign because her first reign was like a week long. I want her to have a strong reign. I want her to put Divas out, clean or cheating, I don't care. Just give this girl a nice run. What do you think, Blake?
Well, okay, I've said this before, and even though, I like the Bella Twins that they're back together, that's what I've hoped for, and even though they split, I wanted them back together, and now they're back together, and people were saying at TLC, Brie's going to turn on her and everything, and I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be the test. This is the opportunity. She'll have the time to turn on her and make AJ get the title back, and that's what they had thought. They were going to give the title back to AJ, but they didn't. She didn't get involved or anything. So I think honestly, what's going to happen? I don't think Naomi's going to be in the title picture. I think this is just. I think the Divas title match she had with Nikki on SmackDown was just Miz giving her a favor, or whatever. But I think that's still its own storyline. I think it's going to be.
I agree.
So I don't think that Naomi's going to be involved in the title picture. I think it was just a one-off for right now. Mm-hmm. I honestly think what's going to happen is Nikki's just going to go over a whole bunch of Total Divas and a whole bunch of faces in the next few months. And I guarantee you it's going to be Bella versus Bella at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but...
And I'm not trying to be biased. I'm just saying I think it will be... I think Brie's going to turn on her, like in WrestleMania season, like March, and they're going to have a match.
But who do you think is going to come out? There's a pay-per-view coming. You know what? Nikki, go ahead. We'll get into it. What are your thoughts?
Okay. I kind of agree with you, James. I love how much attention they've been giving Naomi these past couple of weeks with this feud, and honestly, this girl's delivering. Like, I don't understand why so many fans were saying, "Oh, she's not a good talker.
I was one of them.
Have the charisma."
She did fine.
She is proving everybody wrong these past few weeks. Her segment with Miz on Main Event last night was amazing. Mm-hmm. She was so confident on the mic, and I loved her match with Nikki. But I feel like right now, fans are just like, they're so rushed. They want everything rush. They want Naomi as champion. And they said the same thing about Nikki, too. So I feel like have Naomi have her separate storyline going in with Miz and the Usos. Because like you said, James, that's a personal storyline. And it actually makes the tag titles and their division a little relevant, too. So I would actually have Natty go up and have a challenge against Nikki at the Royal Rumble. Just because... honestly, the girl, she hasn't really had an opportunity for quite a while. And she did get a pin over Brie on Monday Night Raw, so I thought that was the direction. And the only way I thought that would kind of work, too, is if they have their match at the Royal Rumble, somehow the Bellas could sneak in the win. And then that could be a good way to bring Charlotte up to the main roster. Have Natty bring in Charlotte as some backup.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. I like that.
And Nikki, I like that you pinned it on Natty because I feel like they kind of planted the seed with Tyson Kidd going to Nikki Bella's aid when she fell off the apron on Monday Night Raw.
Right.
So it could go that way. And, I would be happy with that because I feel like Natty needs to be in the limelight a little bit. I feel like she should be in the Divas title picture. Even Layla.
I don't want to see her on the mic by any means, but I mean, her and Nikki, honestly, they are veterans on the Divas roster nowadays, so they can pull off one hell of a match if they are given time at the Rumble.
Oh, Natty and Nikki work very well.
And Nikki, oh yeah, absolutely.
They work very well. And like you mentioned with Naomi, a lot of people threw her shade about her talk. I was one of them. I felt like she had no charisma at all, and she proved me wrong. And I feel like she did very, very well. Because I'm not delusional. If a diva comes out and they do well, I'll say I was wrong. And I was wrong with Naomi. She can hold her own. So I'm glad that they finally gave her the platform where she can showcase what she has. You know what I mean? So I'm happy for her. And I do agree with Blake that it was a one-off. That this is just to make her feud with The Miz and make the tag team championship more important. And you know what else it's going to do? When a diva works with superstars, that's opportunity to build up your character. Look at every other diva that's done it. AJ's done it, and she built up a great character. Summer Rae built up a great character working with a superstar. So I want Naomi to be with the Usos. I'm fine with her not being the Divas champion. Not yet. Maybe around in the summertime, honestly. I don't think it's Naomi's time. I'm sorry. She's talented, but I feel like she's just getting that ball rolling for her to be championship material. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel.
Let her work on her mic skills now, and then, because she already has the talent. Everybody always says she's the most athletic diva on the roster, and quite frankly, she is. So she just needs to work on her mic skills, and like everybody's seen, she is improving. Once she has that down, she's the total package, and she's going to be a great Divas champion. And like you said, I do agree, having her with the male superstars, that's what gets the Divas over with the fans.
Exactly. Because
a lot of fans... Yeah, we're some of them, but there's not a lot of diva fans out there. So when they do see divas with their favorite superstars, like the Usos, it's just going to get her more over with just kind of the general audience, if that makes sense.
And if you noticed, when she came out on main event, she got a big pop.
She did.
Mm-hmm. She did.
And it was live. It wasn't edited. It was all for her. And they need to change that fucking song.
Oh, yes, they do.
I can't.
Oh, my God, poor thing. But you know what I'm thinking? Whenever she does, I think honestly she could be champion maybe by summer 2015 maybe, or maybe August, September of next year. But I don't like I agree with y'all, I don't like things rushed with the divas because every time things are rushed, it always flops. Exactly. Emma, you were rushed to the main roster. Look what you are now. You're a flop. Paige, she's not a flop, but she wasn't rushed to the main roster, but it was perfect timing. Everything was good. She had her title run over the summertime, and now she's just there, which Paige, I don't mind.
Paige was watered down. That's the whole thing with Paige. She even talked about it on Jericho's podcast. She said they told her, you're miles ahead. You got to water it down. Water it down. There's not many divas on the roster that can compete to Paige's level. It's just facts. She's more skilled than AJ. As great as AJ Lee as a diva, as she is the face of the Divas division, Paige is... I feel like
she's better.
She's a better worker.
She's a better worker.
She's a better worker. AJ's a better character,
right?
But Paige is a better worker.
Exactly, and that's the thing with Paige. Paige is trying to find her middle ground. You know how everybody says there's a WWE style. There's a WWE style. The WWE style. I feel like Paige is slowly filling in that mold of the WWE style.
She even said, remember that documentary she did with her parents, Family with Fighting or something like that? She said it was a very, very rough adjustment when she came to America because American wrestling and British wrestling are not the same thing.
It's two different
things. And
things.
She said she never did promos, she never did any of that stuff, and I think she's done very well for herself. The adjustment she's made, she's doing pretty good for herself.
Yeah. Pretty good. But speaking of Paige, she's one of the new cast members on the new Total Divas that's coming out. January the 4th, I believe, is the season.
Yes. January 5th, I believe it is.
Yeah, well, the Total Divas, they released a sick promo for the Total Divas. I thought it was the best promo Total Divas ever done.
They look sexy.
Two things were missing.
So hot, I can't.
But there was two things missing: Naomi and Summer Rae. They didn't give us no forewarning, no heads up. It's just that's it. They're not in it. I don't understand. The Divas looked hot. Cameron looked good.
Even Rosa.
Rosa looked good. I said all the divas looked good. Cameron, because everybody shits on poor Cameron, but I feel like Cameron looked very well. If anybody says she looks ugly, it's just hating on her, honestly. But what do you guys think about the promo and Summer and Naomi not being on it, Nikki? What do you think?
I love the promo. I thought like this promo compared to the other ones they had, it was more I don't know, like a darker kind of like edgier vibe, I guess, if that makes sense. And I love that. It made them look more powerful and that they're actual women's wrestlers. They get physical and stuff. Yes. So honestly, I'm excited. I love seeing Alicia and Paige in there. And honestly, they're the two girls I'm looking forward to the most in the next season. Both of their personalities are amazing, and I just can't wait to see that. My thoughts on Naomi and Summer. Naomi, I'm not too upset about because I said it in the past. I felt like if there was a diva to be dropped from the cast, it should be her. And that's not to go anything against her. Just I felt like she should be more prominent in the division itself on TV. And they're doing that right now. So they're giving her a storyline. My only problem and issue is what are they doing with Summer Rae now that she is not part of the cast? And so I was thinking what they could do. And honestly, I feel like she needs to be paired up with a superstar.
I agree.
She needs to go back into a manager role, at least get on the mic a little bit too, because there's just too much going on in the division, and there's really not a place for a few certain girls, and she's one of them. And I really don't want to see her kind of just go back into the background and fade into the background, because she's one of the most, like, she has so much potential, and I just want to see her, like, evolve as a character, evolve as a wrestler, and I feel like she needs to be paired with a superstar. Those are my thoughts on it. But I'm excited for the season overall.
I know. What are your thoughts, Blake?
I'm excited for the season. I'm glad to see Paige and Alicia. My thoughts on Naomi and Summer not being part of the cast. Obviously, it's because they had to cut girls. Because Naomi put on Twitter, I'm actually looking at the tweet right now. For many fans who've been asking me, I am no longer part of the Total Divas cast, not by choice. I still support my girls, and I'm excited. So obviously, they had to cut girls out. And I feel like Naomi, if people raise the question, Naomi, you want the red carpet or you want the Divas title? She would choose the Divas title. She does not care about red carpet. Like, I feel like it was good for her to be on the show. It was good exposure. We got to see inside of her personal life and everything like that. But I think she's more concerned with the wrestling part rather than... She's, like, more concerned with the wrestling part and not the entertainment part.
Right. And
with Summer, I agree. I think she needs to be paired up with a superstar. I still do not know to this day why they broke up her and Fandango. Made no sense. But yeah, Summer being on the show, I mean, she didn't really have a lot of... her and Naomi didn't really have a lot of exposure towards the end of last season. So it didn't really come as much of a surprise, but I'm excited for the girls, for Paige and Alicia this time. I'm excited to see the season. And I'm just looking forward to... One person brought up to me on Twitter about how now that Total Divas is not holding Summer Rae, I think she's going to get released. I don't think she's going to get released.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
I don't think she's going to get released. I just think if she just sits around and does nothing and they don't really utilize her well, put her with a superstar or whatever,
you think
she could be on the chopping block. Honestly, I'm sorry.
I feel like she needs to be paired with a superstar until Sasha Banks comes up, and then they could
reform the BFFs.
Her back together and form the BFFs again. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah. Well, for me, with the girls not being on it anymore, honestly, it's not WWE's decision why Summer Rae and Naomi are no longer on Total Divas. That's an E decision. E picks the divas that they want on their show, on their network. So WWE basically, WWE has a say, but E is basically, they decide. It's what they're airing. So clearly, Naomi and Summer wasn't giving them really much. Like, Summer, how long can you be bitchy on TV? And she wasn't really liked on the show. She had she was one of the most hated ones on the show. Even with the fans. Fans used to always shade her. A lot of the girls that didn't watch wrestling, that don't know of Summer Rae, just didn't like her because of her snotty personality. And I always talked about, I love Summer Rae, but she's a bitch. Remember Omarosa? People hated Omarosa, the reality star. And then they had somebody like, Summer on there acting crazy. But for freaking Naomi, the only thing Total Divas was doing for her was holding her back. So now that they cut her loose, look at the crazy shit she's doing already. She's in a storyline with her husband. Like, I'm here for it. So she didn't get short-sighted at all. If anything, this just... It's going to better her.
It's only going to better her career, honestly. Exactly. I think on Total Divas, I love the show. I love the girls on it, but I think it holds back some girls at times.
It does. And for Summer
as far as storylines.
For Summer, I feel like she should be kept off TV for a little bit, and either she comes back with Sasha when Sasha debuts, or she should be paired up with a male superstar and feud with Rusev and Lana, and maybe they can get Lana involved with Summer and have Summer come in as a babyface, wholesome American girl, because she has the look. So I feel like they can keep her off TV for a little bit and then bring her back as a babyface with somebody else, maybe a new guy from NXT, something, and bring her up with them and have her feud with Rusev and Lana, and maybe that's how they can integrate Lana into wrestling.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm always a big fan of Summer's heel persona. I love her as a heel. Like you said, she's one of the biggest bitches we've ever seen.
She is, but think about it. You have Sasha, who's a crazy heel that's about to come up. You have Charlotte, who's a crazy heel. Like, they could come in and fill in that void, especially Sasha Banks. So I feel like if Summer can go either way at this point, because she's been a heel, they see that she can work amazingly as a heel. But WWE wants you to try every aspect. Every superstar is either a heel or a babyface at some point. I feel like Alicia Fox has done it the most out of anyone.
Oh, that poor girl.
I know. So I feel
you know what I was realizing? You know what's so ironic? It's so weird. At this time last year, all the Total Divas.
You cut off Blake.
Huh?
Oh, did we lose Blake?
I think we lost.
Oh, there he is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
What I was saying is that it's so ironic and weird how last year at this time, the whole Total Divas cast was babyface, and a year later they're all heels. Well, except for Natty and Alicia.
Well, it's just that they finally separated the two. Like,
I'm so glad they did that.
Yeah,
it needed to happen.
I understand why they kept them as baby faces was to promote the show, but now that the show's like cemented and they have their core
you guys
fans,
are cut out.
I said now that they're like cemented and they have their core fans of the Total Divas, so now I feel like they can play around with their characters. So I feel like WWE feels comfortable enough to let these girls be disliked on their program. You know what I mean? Like, especially like somebody who's like a flagship leader for the show, like Nikki Bella. She's one of the biggest heels that they have right now in the Divas. So,
I want to ask you guys a question. Do you think, because like I was just thinking now that you're talking about Total Divas and their personalities on there, do you think that's the reason why they turned Alicia face again? Is because her portrayal on Total Divas will be like more likable?
I think so, because everybody says that Alicia Fox is bubbly, she has a great personality, she's funny, and Cameron's snotty on the show, so them two fighting, clearly Alicia Fox is the baby face in that picture, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
and then, what I was going to say was that, I agree with that. I think they just need, because like she's very, very bubbly. People have said in the past interviews, like stuff I've watched, that they said Alicia Fox is the most funniest, most bubbly person backstage. So I'm thinking, yes, they had to turn her face because she has that type of personality. But I also think they thought, like, okay, this girl is being taken seriously now. She's on Total Divas. We need to give her, like, she was a tweener for like so freaking long, and then she was a heel. So she's been like thrown around the bush. So like now they just need to solidify what she is. She's not gonna, Alicia's like that character that just always didn't really have she wasn't babyface, she wasn't heel, she was like in between. But now they had to solidify.
I've never been really like, I love Alicia, she's one of my favorite divas, but I was never really invested as her as a babyface, just because her work as a heel was just amazing, especially this past year with Paige and how crazy she was, and
that was her
getting
best
up in the camera's face and everything.
But she has a babyface moveset.
No, she doesn't. Alicia Fox
she's so stiff and physical in that ring. I feel like she's just a very athletic heel in the ring.
She's very stiff. She's to the point. It's because she's quick. That's why you think she's a babyface, because most babyfaces are quick. Alicia Fox, she's a fox. That's why her character fits her so perfectly, because fox are vicious and quick. So that's what she draws from a lot when she's meowing at the camera and all that. I feel like that was her best stage in her career when she had that feud with Paige. That was when she was solidified. She was like, oh, she's that crazy, bipolar, crazy cat bitch that nobody wants to fuck. You know what I mean? I thought it was perfect. It kind of hurt me a bit when they dropped that.
It really hurt me.
It did, because I felt like she could have been Divas champion with that. She would have been so crazy with that fucking belt.
Her face turn was like out of nowhere.
It really was.
Out of nowhere.
It was because of the whole Paige thing, because they...
Right.
Whatever, but let's move on to our next topic, because we can talk about the Total Divas and which way they can go forever.
Yeah.
But speaking of Total Divas, one of the newest members on Total Divas, Paige's character, has just been introduced to the gaming world. I'm so freaking excited. Paige you can download Paige on WWE2K15. on PlayStation 3, 4, I guess all the consoles, honestly, because
yes.
Yeah, she's out for all of them, right? Yeah, for PlayStation.
Yeah, I was worried about that she wasn't going to be on last gen, because that's unfortunately where I'm sitting at right now. But no, it's on all gens.
Well, I can say with Paige, they did the damn thing with this character. Her entrance is on point. They have the scream with the taunt. The hair flow is on point. Her ring work. They have all her movesets. She's very realistic. I never played a diva that felt so realistic in my life until I played with Paige. They really did. They took their time with her, and she was well worth the $20 season pass. I got to be real with you. She's so much fun to play with. Have you guys played with her yet?
Yes. Oh my god. She slayed my life. I've never seen this much of a developed diva ever. Like, starting way back all the way from the first WWE game to now, she is the most developed diva they have ever made. And I'm not exaggerating that because everybody's saying how good she is. It was definitely worth the wait, definitely worth the $20. Her moveset is on point. They have her sexy crawl into her headbutt thing. They have her stomps.
They have her knees outside of the apron and the scream at the end. They have all of it. They even have a screaming taunt.
Yeah, and she's the first. I think Nikki pointed out to me. She's the first diva to get a taunt that actually makes a voice.
Yeah, an actual audio taunt, which I found really interesting, and she's deserving of it too, because that's such an iconic kind of taunt of hers, and everybody knows that. So, and I even I haven't gotten the game yet, but I've seen some of the gameplay, and even how they have the back elbows in the corner too.
Yes. They have everything.
She got 8 moves to herself, 8 actual monumental moves to herself.
Her mid sidekick, the one that she does, they got that in the game. They even have how she flips her hair back after she does it. It's to the point. The cinematography is on T. I feel like they did scan Paige. I feel like Paige, because remember how they went in and they had all the divas. Paige, I feel like they really suited her up, put her in the ring, and they motion captured her because they caught everything. Even the crawl, the head pounds with the crawl, the hair flipping back like that. The hair just does everything for me because I love hair flow in video games. It used to be a big pet peeve of mine when I would throw a diva this way and her hair would swing the other way. I'm like, what the fuck? But with Paige, the hair flow is just on point. It's on point. It looks so realistic, and her character, they did a great job. That's why I'm like, why couldn't they do Nikki Bella like this? I was really excited to see Nikki Bella in 215.
Looks horrible.
She looks terrible. I can't wait.
They look like bobbleheads. I'm sorry.
It's so bad. The head is too big. The head is too big. And
her head is not that big. Seriously, I can't.
Her head is bigger than her tits. I mean, come on.
Oh my god, I can't.
And then the hair. The hair is a mess. I'm like, they did a good job with Brie because they got her hair right, but Nikki, they really fucked up with her hair. They fucked it up. I just can't.
And go ahead, Nikki.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, a lot of the girls, I felt a little disappointed because they had this whole face scan thing, and compared to all the girls, Paige is the only one that actually looks a little bit like her, and Brie as well. They are the only two.
I'm not Naomi, Natty. I feel like
Natty looks on point. Natty's on point.
Does she? I haven't really seen too much of her.
I love Natty's character. I think Natty is another one that they did a good job with. Cameron is too big. They made Cameron too fucking.
Her head is too big. It's the head. The head is too big.
It's too big, and I can't. And then Naomi, the hair. I feel like they could have did Naomi with another hairstyle, and then she would have been all right. Because that face, I can't.
Oh my god! But the face, she looks like a monkey. Seriously. Oh my god! Cut that shit out.
But what I will say is I'm excited to see Emma after seeing Paige. And when I get Emma into this game, she's going to get the biggest heel turn in the world. And I'm going to fix her up, and she's going to be Paige's tag team partner. They're both going to be dark and goth as hell since we can't create divas. I'm going to put my divas in their own storylines and do all of this bullshit with them.
But, see, I was telling Nikki about that. You can create divas in the new generation. You just have to use the actual divas that they have in the game.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah, that's not the same. I seen a Charlotte today, and it was just a Summer Rae just named Charlotte.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's true.
That's why I'm staying back on the old system, because I was so disappointed we didn't get any created divas or not enough divas in the game, and I'm such a big universe player, my universe player. So I wanted to get all of my NXT girls and Lana, and I wanted to have her as a manager, and they don't even have her in the game. It's just bullshit.
It's just like, like two things. One, you have the NXT Women's Championship in the game, yet there's no NXT Divas. Pointless, stupid. It should have not. Don't even put it in the game then. Second thing is that like it does come in handy when you want to like for the Bella Twins. I've given them matching ring gear. I gave Brie Nikki Bella's ring gear, and on the front it doesn't say Fearless. It says Bella's on the top, and it's like they have matching ring gear. So that's what I did for them. And then like Naomi, I got rid of her pants and I gave her new shorts gear and stuff like that. So it came in handy for me because I got to take other Divas outfits and put them on other Divas because it matched. Like Nadia gave her back shorts.
I like that aspect of like you could change the Divas outfits, but just not being able to create Divas is just, it's stupid. But then again, like you can create your superstar, and I'm still excited for it because I play the game. I created my guy. I have my tattoos on my guy. I put him through my career mode, so I'm happy with the game. I'm not too sad that the Diva's they're not in the game. Like I can't create a Diva because I have the other Divas. So I feel like playing the game, I'm playing as myself in the WWE. You know what I mean? And I'm using the Divas in other storylines, like the Divas that they do have. So it's alright. I'm still having fun. It's a great game. So I suggest if you haven't got it, go get it. Next gen. PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, just get it. It's a good game.
Definitely get the season pass. It's definitely going to be worth Paige. Paige totally took my mind off of the creative diva thing because Paige is...
Didn't she? I didn't give a fuck after I played with Paige.
I was like, okay, Paige is here. I don't care about creative diva no more. Paige is here.
I was like, this is my girl when I play online. I was like, that's it. I was like, Paige is my girl because playing with...
And when you think...
Go ahead. I was just going to say, like, my two favorite people to play with in the game is Rusev. Oh, Rusev is amazing to play with. He's so much fun. And Paige. Paige is so much fun to play with. So those are my two faves to play with. So
I'm looking forward to playing as Naomi. Because I still haven't played the game yet. So I'm looking forward to play as her and Paige, obviously.
Yeah.
But like what I was saying is that two quick things real quick. One, it took a long time for them to come out with Paige, and obviously it was worth the wait. But just imagine Emma. They're taking even longer on her. She's going to come out maybe even as good or even better than Paige.
I feel like, Emma's been developed already, but they're just holding her off until, just to have another release. So I feel like her character is developed, but they could be tweaking her and fixing her up. I hope they get rid of the straps and give her something new, but they didn't do that with Paige. They still gave her debut outfit. So I feel with Emma, we're going to get one of her older outfits.
She's going to have the straps.
Yeah, they're going to have the straps for sure.
It's going to have the straps.
But I'm taking it off. I told you, she's getting a crazy heel turn right when I get my hands on her. I'm just excited for Emma now. After seeing Paige, I'm excited for Emma. I get to do their matches. I'm going to put them in a stable together, and they're just going to tear up the Divas division. And
I'm excited to see the moveset that they give for Emma. Because she does have such, distinctive moves, like the Dilemma Tarantula in the corner, that Emma Sandwich.
The forearms with the...
I think she's going to get all of it. She's going to get all those moves in there. I guarantee.
That's why I'm excited, because the way that they got all Paige's signature moves in, honestly, they did Paige better than, the original Divas that were built to be in the game. Paige, all her moves are there. Nikki Bella, not all her moves are there. You can't do that knee thing that Nikki Bella does. But
Naomi is a close second. Naomi got a lot of moves. She got that wheelbarrow stunner and then the rear view, the jumping clothesline.
I don't know. It's fun. So I suggest everybody go out and get it and play with Paige. Paige is so much fun and cool to play with. But let's move on to our next topic. Our next topic is... SmackDown is finally moving to Thursday nights, January... What day is it? January 14th?
I think it's 14th, 15th, something like that.
One of that. It's a Thursday, girl, on that week. But I'm super excited. I'm finally, because nobody's home on a Friday night, and I never am, so I usually have to watch, fucking SmackDown. I'll fast forward it real quick when I get home on a Friday night. So I'm kind of glad on a Thursday I could just chill and watch SmackDown. So I'm excited, and hopefully this brings more storylines because there's not much of a huge gap in between Monday night and Thursday night. So it won't be a whole fucking recap hour. I hate when SmackDown recaps Raw for 30 minutes. It's so annoying.
But so unnecessary.
So unnecessary. We remember WWE. All your fans are not stupid. Some are. Don't get me wrong. You have some stupid-ass fans. Trust me. I've conversated with a lot of them. But let's just get it together, and let's cut down on those promos of Raw and filling all that bullshit down our throats, and let's have some more storylines. Get the divas out there more time. I'm excited for it because when SmackDown was on Thursday nights a couple years ago, SmackDown was on fire.
It was hot.
Yeah, so let's get it back. I'm glad. And the promo that they have for the SmackDown, I thought it was the cutest thing.
Like, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? I want to know.
It's really good. It's like they're like Thursday.
I want to know.
It's so funny.
I want to know who is coming up with these ideas for WWE now, the way that they're advertising things, because whoever they hired, they're creative. Whoever the hell's creating all these like promos and ads and commercials and stuff, like the Total Divas thing and everything, they are doing the damn thing. They're doing a good job. And I'm impressed. I was impressed with that promo. It was so professional. You know what I mean? I was
I want to go see it.
Yeah,
now.
I never seen WWE do something like in this caliber, like this professional, just to promote something. Because they usually like, it's like kind of corny. But this one, it was funny. It was cute. It made sense. And
who was in it?
Everybody. Like the Bellas were in it. Paige was in it.
Dina Rose, Lana.
Yeah, Lana was in it. Adam Rose, he was hilarious. They're like, what do you see? He's like, a bunny. But it was like, they're sitting down with a shrink, and the shrink is showing them cards of like, I forget what it's called. When you go see a shrink and they ask you, what do you see on this visual? What do you visualize?
It's like those pictures that are all black and like.
It's like your perception on what you.
Yeah.
What do you visualize? So like they're all like Thursday, and then when it came to Nina, Adam Rose, he goes a bunny, and he goes, the guy goes, oh, I'm sorry, it's upside down, and then he flips it over and it really does look like a bunny this time. He goes Thursday. I thought it was cute, so I don't know.
See it.
Yeah, they did a good job. But what do you guys think about SmackDown coming, Blake? What do you think about SmackDown on Thursday nights?
Well, as far as I've been watching SmackDown, I started watching way back in 2009, so I never even knew SmackDown was ever on Thursdays ever. So
God, you need to get that milk out of your
missed
ears.
the best years.
You've missed.
So it's just a little different. Like Thursday night SmackDown it may be used to y'all because y'all watched it back then, but like to me, it's really weird hearing Thursday night SmackDown instead of Friday night SmackDown. But I think it's going to be a good change, and apparently now, starting in 2015, they said when SmackDown moves to Thursday, they're going to start doing major storylines on SmackDown. Now they're going to take it more seriously and treat Raw and SmackDown as A shows, not A-B shows. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then I think, honestly, what I think the schedule should be is Raw should be Monday, Tuesday main event, Wednesday Stars, Thursday SmackDown, and then Friday NXT. That's how I think it should go.
I think they're moving NXT to Wednesday.
Yeah, NXT will be on Wednesdays. NXT
and
Superstars they'll be on the same day.
It's going to be before SmackDown?
Yes. Superstars will be before SmackDown for sure. So I believe SmackDown's going to be coming on at 9 o'clock then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're just going to show... it's the network. They can put it on at 7. They can do whatever they want. So
do you think that, and this is kind of like in the very far future, but do you think that when SmackDown reaches its 1,000th episode, do you think they would ever extend SmackDown to 3 hours?
No.
I hope not.
No, they don't need to. It's not necessary. Raw, come on, they have Raw for 3 hours. The Divas still get like 3 minutes. It's like...
True.
What's the point?
My quick thought on SmackDown moving to Thursdays, I'm happy with it. Like you said, like we grew up with SmackDown on Thursdays, right. And back in the day, that was the show to watch. They had the top 6 guys there. They focused on the divas that they had at the time there too. So I'm hoping that they give more exposure and major storylines on SmackDown, and I'm happy that it will kind of work out with the schedule. And I'm actually happy that NXT is moving to Wednesday as well. I feel like that's a good day. But they're going head to head with Lucha Underground, so.
Well, they're not worried, honestly.
They're not worried, no. But I mean,
But then again, Oh, go ahead, Nikki. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's a great night to be a wrestling fan. Obviously.
It is.
And then, because I asked the network, I was like, okay, since SmackDown's moving to Thursdays, what's gonna happen to NXT? I'm like, is it moving to Fridays, moving to Wednesday? What's gonna happen? The guy replied back saying, as of right now, there are no further changes, and that was like 2 days ago.
They're just saying that.
And it's obviously going to get moved. They can't have it on both days because NXT is such a good show.
There's no way. And the way that they want to promote NXT, and they can promote SmackDown after NXT on the network to get people to watch SmackDown, they're gonna bump NXT to Wednesdays. That's a given. They're not gonna have two of their good shows on the same night and have people torn in between the two. Especially when they have live events like the pay-per-view takeovers and stuff like that. There's no way in hell they're gonna have that go up head to head with SmackDown. So NXT is like a shoo-in for a move, and it's the network. Like, they can move anything around. They own the damn thing.
True.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I'm super excited. I can't wait for Friday Night SmackDown. Hopefully, I feel like they're really going to reboot the whole brand with this move. Because SmackDown, it's so needed. They need this reboot. I want new aprons. I want a new style for the show, like different graphics. I just want it to be refreshed, but still keep the traditional blue. You know what I mean? Just make it...
I wouldn't even mind them bringing back the fist again.
Oh, I wouldn't mind it either.
So that's what I was going to ask. Do you think they're going to change the stage?
No.
You think you're going to keep the same Raw stage?
They're going to keep it, but I feel like they're going to change up the graphics. And maybe their opening entrance will probably get a different song and stuff like that. I just want a new field. I want them to have... Because back in the day when SmackDown was super good, one of the reasons were because they had Paul Heyman writing SmackDown and somebody else did Raw. It was two different people. But now I feel like the shows are all written together and SmackDown is just an afterthought. They get the leftovers of Raw rematches. That's basically what SmackDown is.
Well, I was listening to Chris Jericho's podcast interview with Dean Ambrose over the weekend, which is really good listen if you guys
haven't listened yet. I downloaded it. I plan to listen to it today, but I didn't get a chance to.
Oh, it's so good. Anyway, he was talking about Paul Heyman and talking about the SmackDown guys. He wasn't part of SmackDown, but a lot of his friends told him that he was very persuasive in being like, yeah, you're the top guy, you're better than Raw, we're gonna beat them, and it would kind of had that competition compared, and that's why it made it stand out so much. And not only that, but the cruiserweight division as well kind of set SmackDown aside and apart from Raw. So I feel like if they do bring back SmackDown, I feel like they need to put major focus on one of the titles, one of the secondary titles, the Intercontinental or the tag titles, obviously.
Remember when it was rumored that WWE wants to bring back the Cruiserweight division? It could be, because Triple H is such a big fan, and he knows what made the company what it was. Look at what he's doing now with NXT. NXT is just the shit, period. They had that amazing TakeOver Revolution. And Triple H, he's a fan. He knows these things. So I feel like with them bringing back SmackDown on Thursday night and they could introduce like the Cruiserweight title back into the picture. Come on, they have so many guys that could be high contenders for this match. Like Tyson Kidd could be the perfect Cruiserweight champion. Like,
it'd be amazing.
He'd be perfect. He could get into a feud with, other smaller guys on the roster. Like Kalisto could come up for that title and be like a great... And, he can be on SmackDown has such a high... the duration of people that watch it, a lot of Hispanics, they love SmackDown for some reason.
And then when you think about it, when guys get called up, like guys like Finn Balor, Hideo Itami, like they could easily.
Yeah, it'd be great.
And they're smaller guys too, and that's like a perfect title to start out with.
Yeah.
Because if you remember back in the day, Rey Mysterio, that's where he made his name known before he became a huge global world heavyweight champion.
That's the thing, because Rey Mysterio, he's on his way out. And they have all the, Rey Mysterio sells so much merch with those damn masks. I really feel like they're building Kalisto to come up, because Kalisto is talented. I don't want to hear anybody, Rey Mysterio is better than him, Rey Mysterio is better. Don't compare them. They're so different.
No, they're two different people.
Yeah. It's like, let this guy shine too. Like Rey Mysterio, he came, he did his thing, you give him his respect, but let the next guy come and shine. That's what I don't understand about fans. They close
quick
off.
To judge.
Yeah, so quick. They close off people very quickly. They don't want to hear from it. It's like, so I feel like with them, if they bring back the Cruiserweight title, it would be a great way to build Kalisto as an underdog and have him win that title. I feel like him and Tyson Kidd would be a great feud for it. Or Tyson Kidd and, I don't know, there's so many other guys on the roster that could, like, even get Jamie Noble back into the ring, honestly. I love Jamie Noble. I always did. He's a great character.
You know what? I was just thinking, if they did bring back the Cruiserweight title, what better person would it be than Rey Mysterio to kind of, like, not put him as the champion, but just to bring back the title and, like, have a tournament or something like that?
I don't know if he would do it. He despises the company.
Well, apparently I've heard rumors that he's made terms with the company and he's supposed to return.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that they're trying to bring him back, and people are trying to go up. He's like, Triple H is telling the writers, come up with something new for Mysterio, come up with something new for Mysterio, like, we want to bring him back.
Oh, I think I did hear about this, but he said that they need to write him something good enough for him to come back. I think that's what it was. Because he's, like, kind of on the fence.
Yeah, he's kind of on the fence. Like, if they give him something good,
yeah, then
he'll go. But if they give him the same old shit, he'll leave. He'll go to, like...
Come on, Ray. The thing with you're so injury prone that there's not much they can do with you. Like, Rey Mysterio is so beat down. He's like an old show. It's like... no shade. Like, his body-wise. Like, he's been through... He's put his body on a line for this company and WCW. He's been wrestling forever. When he was... I believe he started wrestling at 16 or something like that. He's been wrestling forever. It's like... You know, it's going to take a toll on your body. And, like, he had, like, countless surgeries on his knees. So, like, there's only so much they could do with Rey Mysterio. So he needs to, like, chill out a bit. You know what I mean? Like,
it's true.
Stay on good terms and get your Hall of Fame ring and start collecting them fucking royalty checks. Keep it moving.
Take a step back, though.
I know. Let's get it going. But let's move on to our next topic. Shaw Guerrero, Vicky Guerrero and Eddie Guerrero's daughter, apparently has just got engaged. Congratulations to you, Shaw. I'm happy for her, but girl, you really threw me off with your fiance. Aiden English, NXT superstar, is her fiance. Clearly, they met working down in Tampa at NXT, but Orlando. I'm sorry, but no, Aiden was in Tampa too as well. But he wasn't used.
Yeah, they knew each other down in FCW.
Yeah. They've been knowing each other for a while. I don't know if they were dating. You know what's funny? Because when I first heard about this, they were like, oh, Shaw's engaged to an NXT superstar. I was thinking it was Corbin, what's his name?
Baron Corbin?
Yeah, because I was like, they were paired up together. I was like, this girl got Corbin. I was like, oh, let me see that. I go and click, I see this pale-ass English. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And Vicky Guerrero was like tweeting, congratulating them. I was like, you know, love is love, love is blind. And I was like, go you. I'm happy. She's happy. I'm happy. She's in a good place. Aiden seems like a decent enough guy. Even though, you know, them together is kind of questionable. But, you know, I'm happy for them. Good for them.
You know what? Opposite the track, though, really.
Exactly.
So, I mean, congratulations to her. I'm actually kind of, like, hopeful that because they're married, the potential for her to come back in the company sometime in the future. Because, I mean, she had a lot of potential. I know a lot of people weren't a fan of her, but I was. So
I was, too.
I would have seen her back.
I would love to see her back.
Speaking of people and couples that you never knew, do you know that Charlotte's married to who's that? Or TNA?
Bram in TNA. He's married to Bram. She's married to Bram in TNA.
I thought they're dating. They're not married.
No, they're married. They're
married. What? My girl Charlotte is not married, and how did I not know?
I'm telling you right now, I could look. It's on her Wikipedia page.
I don't believe Wikipedia. Wikipedia is full of shit.
It's on Instagram though. She has so many pictures of them on Instagram, saying that that's her husband and stuff.
I think she's saying it's her husband just to say it's her husband. Because I've never seen her with a ring. I've never seen her with a wedding band. Trust me, I look at these things. No, I really love her. When I love somebody like that, I really follow. I think it's just her like somebody she's. You know, when you're dating somebody, you're like, oh, that's my boo, that's my man, that's my husband. I think like she's saying it like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think they are actually married.
Really?
Me too. I think they're married.
Charlotte, girl.
You did your research, girl.
You know what? Maybe they could be married because WWE is not on her case with posting these pictures, though, because they can't say anything about her and her husband. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if she's fucking around with another talent from another company and posting pictures of them together, WWE doesn't like that shit. So I feel like they would probably tell her something like, you can't be hanging. Because remember when they had that whole big thing when TNA wanted to invade WrestleMania a couple of years ago because they were in the same city and WWE told them that they can't engage with them, none of that, no pictures with them, nothing. Even TNA and Jeff Jarrett's new promotion, they had that same little beef going on. Like they just don't want the companies crossing. So they could be married. I could be wrong, but I don't think she's married, honestly. Because it doesn't make sense. She could be because her father was working with TNA. She probably met him then. But that wasn't too long ago. And Charlotte doesn't seem like a fast one to get married. She's still young.
How old is she? She's in her
late
20s. She's 28. She's 28.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, if she's married, girl, get it. Good for you. Congratulations. I love it. You're still my girl. But I didn't know. Damn, she overshadowed what's her name? See, you see what happens when I talk about Charlotte? I forget about everything. I'm like, who are we talking about? Oh, yeah, that bitch. No, but Shaw. Yeah, Blake, what do you think about Shaw and Aiden?
I'm over it. I mean, like.
Congrats, whatever.
Like, congratulations to you. I mean, guy, just congrats. You're like Alien versus Predator. You're like the oddest couple I've ever seen. But, you know, do you have...
He's not ugly by any means. You guys make him seem like he's...
He's not ugly. I don't see him for her. That's just it. It was just odd.
I just didn't think, like, she's like this, like, sexy Latina, like, so I didn't really, like, expect her to, like, you know...
Well, she
like, you know, he's a little out there, just a little out there.
You know what? Then again, you know what? Music, because like I know like he's into alternative music, and so is she. She's really into the alternative scene, punk rock scene, and everything. So music could have been their middle ground where they found love. So it could have been that. So, you know, congrats. I'm happy. Vicky seems over the moon for them. She's so excited. She wants to play in a wedding with her daughter. So he's clearly a nice guy. So I'm happy.
Good for Vicky too.
Yeah.
Like. She must be so happy and proud.
She must be so happy. So, Shaw, congratulations, girl. And I hope this leads you to a comeback because I felt like she was a great character, and I feel like she could have been utilized well, and I feel like they kept her in developmental for too long. Come on, if you have somebody like Rosa Mendez on the main roster, they could have easily fired Rosa Mendez and have Shaw replace her as the salty Latina, and she's a guerrero. But I know that Shaw was very hard to work with. She was very disobedient. She was lazy. Those were a lot of the reports. She didn't come into training. She was a party girl. So that's one of the reasons why she was let go. So hopefully she can grow up and come back. That's all I hope for her. You know what I mean? It's in her blood. It's where she belongs, honestly. But speaking of Shaw, the NXT Divas, I just want to talk about the NXT Divas because we haven't talked about the last pay-per-view that they had on NXT. This is our last topic. But, God, you guys. Sasha fucking Banks is that bitch. She raised the bar up another level, which, you know, Charlotte's already been up there. Who else has been up there? Naomi. Naomi's up there as one of the good competitors on this era. I would say it's Charlotte, Natty, and Naomi, and Sasha Banks, and Paige. Those are the top 5 girls right now that are just killing it for the WWE.
And Bayley, too, to be honest. Everybody kind of overlooks her.
I know, because her character is so passive. So yeah. I feel like that's why she's overlooked. But in the ring, I'm talking about overall, like, the whole package.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, Naomi, she's starting... But Naomi's in-ring skills is just to the T. Like, you have to put her up there.
Alicia as well. I feel like Alicia should be...
But Alicia's, like, to me, she's, like, in and out. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of... I'm talking about the girls that they really cut loose and let go. You know, like, let them shine and do these things. Like, Alicia, they kind of hold... She had a good time. I told you when she had that crazy heel run, I was loving it. And then when they let it go, it kind of broke my heart. I was like, there goes my girl. But going back to Sasha and Charlotte, oh my God, these two divas, like, I remember when we were talking about the match a couple of weeks ago, we all knew that we were going to be the winners of this match because, come on, like, WWE has so much trust in these two girls. They already let them work they let them work Madison Square Garden over roster divas because they have that much faith in these two girls. And on NXT TakeOver, Our Revolution, they proved exactly why WWE gave them that spot to be at Madison Square Garden. So they're going to be in Madison Square Garden again next month. And I really feel like Sasha and Charlotte will be there again after that crazy-ass match that they had.
It's deserving.
So deserving. And you know what? They watching that match, I was like, wow, this NXT Women's title is so important. That's all I was thinking. Like, they fought hard for it. And that spear, I can't get it out of my head.
Oh, that was amazing. She did a full backflip.
Full backflip. Like, do you see divas do that? The last diva I seen do that, I think it was Melina.
AJ and Caitlyn.
Yeah, I think it was AJ when Caitlyn just destroyed her.
Oh, yeah, when she did it outside of the ring.
No, it was inside during
the contract signing.
Oh, yeah, the contract signing. There we go.
Yeah, and she's... I don't think AJ didn't sell it as well as Sasha. Sasha did a full backflip. AJ kind of rolled. Because it's Caitlyn. Caitlyn didn't pick her up how you're supposed to.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Charlotte did it properly. And I don't know. I feel like I was amazed. I'll just say
my favorite spot in that match is when Charlotte went for the moonsault.
Oh,
rolled out of the ring, landed on her feet, and then did the flipping senton onto her face. I was like, oh my God, these women
It gave me Eve Torres vibes.
Really? That gave me some Charlotte tease. I was like... I didn't think of... I was like, I've never seen that before. That's all I was thinking. Like, the way that she landed it, and the senton, I could get it with the Eve thing, because Eve used to do that. But the way she landed the backflip and then quickly went into the senton, I was in the way that Sasha just ate it, and this girl clearly crashed on her chest. It was
and she's so much smaller than Charlotte too. I was like, oh girl.
You know that hurt. I was like, that had to hurt. And you know the other standout for me was when they were in the corner, and Sasha jumped on Charlotte's back, and then shoved her into the turnbuckle with her feet. I was like, what was that? Like, the way that she caught her with her feet and then just shoved her into the middle turnbuckle.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing.
That was so cool. I was like, oh my god, this girl is so innovative. She's so creative. Same with my girl Charlotte. And I was like, these two have the potential to become, like, a great, great feud. Because Sasha is such a fucking cunt on the mic. Excuse my French. Like, she's just a bitch on that mic. And she does it so well. And I'm just glad that she's at that tier where she needs to be. You get me? And that's your girl, Nikki. And, like, I have nothing I love her. I freaking love her.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if anybody had any doubts about Sasha Banks as a performer, as a diva, as a top diva in this division a few years, they were put to rest after watching that match. Because both of them, like, I can't discredit Charlotte at all. Both of them are just amazing. They had the chemistry, they knew what to do, and they delivered. And honestly, it was one of the best matches on that on the show. And the only match better was obviously Adrian and Sammy.
Really, I really feel. I was just gonna say they stole the show from me, because they were the only match that I went back to. I watched Finn Balor's entrance because that was sick, and then I went back and I watched the girls again.
Yeah, well, I went back and rewatched it too, but I wouldn't go back and rewatch Sammy versus Neville. It was just too damn long. But
it really is. But oh my god! And then Kevin Owens heel turn. I was. He is crazy. He came in that ring. He destroyed, what's his name? Not Bo Dallas. Oh, whatever happened to Bo Dallas?
CJ Parker.
CJ Parker.
Okay, but what happened to Bo Dallas? I haven't seen him in forever.
Maybe they're saying...
Who cares? Who cares?
Do people even remember him?
Who cares?
Damn, I just thought of him now. I haven't seen him in forever.
No, that's true. When was the last time you've seen him?
That's crazy.
Did he get, like, squashed by Mark Henry or something?
I think that's the last time I've seen him. Maybe he's, like, out on an injury.
Maybe.
Wow.
Anyway, I was going to say, speaking of injuries, the CJ Parker, he, like, stiff cut open. I was like, he's going to get in trouble because this is this guy's debut match, and you're already cutting him up, and that's such a dangerous move anyway. I was never a big fan of it because, I mean, you could kill somebody that way, that palm thrust to the nose. So, he's lucky that he didn't get more injured.
Did you hear the impact of that?
Well, I just want to get my quick thoughts on the match real quick. Some high spots was Sasha's suicide dive.
Oh, yeah.
The next one was the moonsault into the senton. The next one was your girl Melina. Sasha did that double knee to Charlotte's stomach. It gave me Melina. Like, it just... I was thinking, like, oh, like, ooh, Melina. But, and like you were talking about in the chat, how her and Melina parallel in a lot of ways, and I definitely agree with that. They're both bitchy on the mic. They can both work tremendously well. And I think these two girls, Charlotte and Sasha, are going to be two pioneers in the Divas division in the very near future. And just the match overall is just amazing. Sometimes I always say, I'd rather watch an NXT Divas match than a Divas match on Raw. Honestly, I would. And these girls delivered. They were given a decent amount of time, and they blew the roof off that place. Like, they literally, like, and people were chanting for Sasha, like, they wanted Sasha to win. And I didn't mind the result. I mean, it's whatever. I don't not think, this is one thing I know for sure, the feud between Charlotte and Sasha is not over at all. I think Sasha's still going to get the title.
At this point, I feel like she will get the title, and then she'll start feuding with Becky. And because I feel like Charlotte is on her way. Just, you know what? With the fans chanting for Sasha to get that title, I feel like now NXT and WWE, they see that Sasha's at that level where she can carry the Divas division.
She's the leader. She can be the next leader.
She can carry it. Because, they had Paige, and then they had Paige pass it down to Charlotte, and now Charlotte could easily pass it down to Sasha Banks. And it would be easy because, they could even put... Charlotte still over strong, putting that title over, because they could have Becky Lynch get involved for Sasha to get the win. It could be a dirty
I was hoping at the next like, for her to drop the title, I'm hoping for a fatal 4-way with Bayley, Becky, and Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, like, she could go out strong. Like, she doesn't have to be pinned to lose her title.
Yeah, and, like, you can see, like, Becky come out. Like, Becky can actually help Sasha win the title in that match. And then they could spark up a feud. Like, Becky could be like, I got you that belt. Remember that it was me who put that title on you. And all this bullshit. And then they could start their feud that way and break off. There's so many ways they can go with this. That's why NXT is just, like, it's the new SmackDown. Remember, Nikki, when we used to love SmackDown back in the day because they used to do all these crazy things with the Divas? Remember Tori and Dawn Marie with the funeral? Girl,
oh my god, that was...
yeah, I was loving it. That was my soaps. But I'm talking about, like, now with NXT, like, I look forward to it because I know these... And you know who... All right. I can't wait for Dana Brooks to debut because I've been hearing so many great things about her. I just followed her on Twitter today. And people just talk... Nikki, you were one of them.
Yeah, I know. One thing, though...
Laid it on this girl.
Real quick before you talk about her. She's actually... going to be participating in the Arnold Classic 2015.
Yes, I heard about that today. That's why I got into her today. I heard about her.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, you know what? I looked at her. I seen her pictures. I was like, you know what? I was like, her boobs are not that big because I remember everybody's talking about her. Her boobs are so big. I was like, whatever. So I looked at her. I was looking at her. I was like, this girl's pretty. I was like, I can see her doing something. And she kind of gave me some Beth tease with her outfit. But
yeah, she kind of reminded me of Beth, and then like I feel like she could be like that next powerhouse.
But you know what? To me, with powerhouses, you gotta be convincing. She's not that convincing for me. I feel like they can repackage her as that wholesome because WWE needs that American girl. That's what's missing in the roster.
They need their Tori Wilson.
Yes,
Alexa Bliss.
It could be Alexa Bliss. It really could. But Alexa Bliss.
She's my girl in NXT.
She's cute. Alexa Bliss. I feel like she's in another category. Like she's petite and cute. But I feel like Alexa Bliss will still be successful as the female underdog, but I don't want her to be billed as the all-American girl. You know what I mean? Even though she can fit in that role easily, I feel like it would be too easy for her to do it. I just feel like I could see Dana Brooks doing it, even though she's like big boobs and big lip or whatever.
Apparently she, like her gimmick that she's been doing on the live events is like the Barbie killer.
Yeah.
So,
that's her name on like... She mentioned me on Twitter one time, and she's like, I said something about her that she's like, that's right, I'm the Barbie killer. Like,
yeah,
she's
but Barbie Killer's not gonna go over on the main roster. It's PG.
No, and you fucking look like a Barbie. Like
I know it doesn't make sense. Randy Orton was a legend killer. They can't say that anymore. The killer on PG. So there's no way in hell they're gonna let her build that as Barbie Killer on TV. There's no way. Like Kevin Steen, it was Kill Steen Kill. And then when he got to WWE, they changed it to Fight Owens Fight.
What are they gonna call her? The Barbie Fighter?
Yeah, so she's gonna have to get a whole wash before she debuts. I feel like that's what's delaying her. They haven't had her like a concrete gimmick for her. That's what I really feel. Like Carmella, they got her gimmick down. They pack her up. Boom, she's ready to go. And this girl's been down there just as long as everybody else. So I feel like now they don't know what to do with her. That's why I feel like give her the American girl gimmick. Alexa Bliss is the fairy, bling, bling, bling girl. Give her the American girl gimmick and let's get it going. They need that. I feel like it's something that.
But they need that on the main roster.
They do, but they can get a girl like her.
Start down somewhere in NXT first, though.
Yeah, like because listen, Blake, it's different now. Now everything you go through NXT before you get on the main roster. There's no surprises. They made that clear. Like, you go down there, and then you come right through, and that's how you make it onto the main roster. She can go as the American Barbie girl, whatever, but if she wants to be the Barbie, whatever. Just go, be the American. Is she even American? I keep building her.
She's American. She's American.
Yeah, like, let her do it. Like, I feel like she's ready. I feel like NXT needs more especially when Charlotte gets her call up. They need to bring in a new diva, and I think Dana Brooks is next in line. She is. Who else? JoJo?
I'm still holding out for JoJo to get in the ring, but...
What about Dev Taylor?
Yeah.
She needs more work.
Oh my god, y'all
Stay
throw
on the
so
back.
much shade.
No, she just needs more work. No shade. She just needs more work. I still feel like her look don't fit for the company. All right. She went to go do the Bachelorette. She's on the Bachelorette. That's what I see her doing. That's where she belongs. Not in a ring. She doesn't have the look. But who knows? She could come and prove me wrong and be amazing in a ring.
But looks can be very deceiving.
That's what I'm saying. So, but she still needs work. Like, she can't even throw a convincing interview. She seems so staged and stiff. So
it's like she's trying to remember her lines.
Yeah, she just needs work. But I'm here for either Dana Brooks or JoJo to be the next two divas to show up on NXT.
Because, like you said, we're ready for a new diva down there. Because we only have, 6 girls?
Yeah, and Charlotte is on her way out. And then again, I wouldn't be surprised if they do the 4-way, Nikki, like you said, and put the title on Bayley and have her feud with Becky and call up Sasha and Charlotte at the same time and put her with Summer for the BFF right there, boom, and bring them in. Because they did mention the BFF on, I believe it was on Raw, when Summer had a match against AJ, I think.
No, I think it was when it was Charlotte versus Natty when they called Charlotte Summer, and they're like, oh no, sorry, actually, Summer was partners with Sasha Banks. They were BFFs down in NXT.
It was something like that. Well, that was a quick cleanup. But, I like that they mentioned them, and then how AJ Lee mentioned Sasha and Charlotte and Bayley and them on her speech when she got the Diva of the Year. So I like that they're mentioning them, giving them their, Sasha's name's been thrown around on the main roster a couple of times. You know what I was kind of bummed? I was like, why didn't Sasha get her own little match to showcase, to promote for NXT the night that Charlotte got to do it? But I get it. Charlotte's the NXT Women's Champion, so it is what it is. But
originally they were going back and forth because it was supposed to be a tag team match. So because Sasha was back, so I think it was going to be. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, she was.
And Summer versus Natty and Charlotte.
It was supposed to be Sasha and Summer?
Yes.
This is just what I'm assuming. Sasha and Summer versus Natty and Charlotte, but then they decided last minute just to do Charlotte and Natalya.
And then also... go ahead.
Go ahead, Blake.
What I was going to say is that they also said, if we read the same article or whatever, but they also said that when they did change it to a singles match, Natty told them, I want to put Charlotte over. But then Vince said, no, we're going to make her lose. So it was Vince's idea to make her lose her debut match.
Yeah, well, at least she won. She lost with a roll-up, so so it's fine. They still protected her. So, and plus it's Natty. You know what I mean? If anybody else to pin you and get a roll-up, Natty, I wouldn't be mad. You know,
and it gives her a storyline when she eventually does come up on the main roster. That's what everyone's bitching and complaining on Twitter and on social media everywhere. Oh, she lost her debut match. Why would you do that? Especially going into NXT TakeOver. That makes sense because she's not a main roster girl.
Exactly. She's still in development.
I wasn't happy.
But you see, now they're 1-1. Charlotte's got a victory, Natty's got a victory. I think they can bring that back up in the future when Charlotte gets called up, and if they ever have a feud with her and Natty on the main roster, which they will, but they can bring that up. I've gotten a win, you've gotten a win. Let's have a tiebreaker.
I'm still here for them coming in as friends to begin with, because they have so much respect for each other, especially after that crazy match that they had together. So when Nikki's saying earlier with Nikki Bella feuding with Natty, and then Natty can bring up Charlotte as a backup, that's the way to go. Honestly,
I think that's the best way.
I still think she's gonna debut with her father.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, Blake, but they're gonna bring her up with her dad. That's it.
They still think it's gonna happen. They have to bring her up with her dad.
And plus, she has to drop her title, and Nikki's looking for a new contender now. So if it's gonna be Natty, I don't think Charlotte's gonna come up with Natty. That's just.
Can I ask a question? Elimination Chamber. That they scrapped that. What is the name of the pay-per-view that they're doing in between?
Fastlane.
What is it?
It's called WWE Fast Lane, and the reason why they got rid of it was because now that they have one title now, they want the Royal Rumble winner to face the world champion at Mania. They don't want the Royal Rumble to have I get to pick the world champ or the WWE champ. Since they have one title now, they want the Royal Rumble winner to face the world champ at WrestleMania, period. They don't want... Which means at Fastlane, the world title won't be defended.
No, and it makes sense, because now that Brock will be defending his title at WrestleMania. So, to bring Brock back just to squash somebody... another thing, I am so over the John Cena and Brock match. I
can't with it. It's round 1,000. He's going to squash John Cena again. Roman Reigns is going to get the world title at Mania. I'm telling you.
He's going to win. There's no way they're going to let him squash Cena again. No fucking way. They're so far up Cena's ass, it's not even funny.
You think he's going to go over?
No, hell no. I don't think Brock's going to win clean. That's all. Or it's going to be disqualification. Seth Rollins is going to get involved.
Because apparently he's a Paul Heyman guy now. The shake of hands, it's kind of controversial, but
It should have been a triple threat. It should have been a triple threat match. That's all I think. Cause he curb stomped Brock Lesnar the last time we saw Brock Lesnar. So it should be a triple threat. I don't know why not, but you know Cena always has to be the showcase golden boy, so whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, guys, that's all our topics for today. Jeez, we really went in today.
No, that was a good show, though.
I know. So, Blake, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at _Blake24_. And I just want to say thank you again to the Pipebomb Podcast for having me as a permanent castmate. And follow me on Twitter. Talk about wrestling 95% of the time. I'll promote the show, like, you know, do whatever. So follow me on Twitter.
Awesome. Nikki, where can we find you?
Awesome. Well, I just want to say I'm happy to have you aboard, Blake. It's going to be fun doing more shows with you. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me at Nick Aiken WWE. And if you have Instagram, you can check me out there at Prince Pipebomb.
Thanks, Nikki. And thank you, Blake. We're glad to have you aboard. So we'll see you guys next week. And you can follow me at Jimmy James, JAYMES. Toodles.
All right, bye.
Bye.